Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make Turkish Delight from the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I don't know about you, but every time I see this scene, the Turkish Delight just looks so good. So I thought I would share with you a recipe that I use every time I make Turkish Delight. The ingredients you will need are 3 envelopes of unflavored gelatin, half a cup of cold water, half a cup of hot water, 2.5 cups of granulated sugar, a quarter teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, half a teaspoon of lemon extract, and later you'll need about half a cup to a cup of confectioner's sugar, which is also known as powdered sugar, and you're going to have that sifted. First, you're going to soften the gelatin in the cold water and set aside. Then in a saucepan, you're going to bring the hot water and granulated sugar to a boil, stirring the entire time. Once it has boiled, you're going to lower the heat, add the salt, and stir in the softened gelatin until completely dissolved. Cook at a simmer for about 20 minutes. Then remove from the heat and let it cool for 10 minutes. Stir in the lemon juice and the lemon extract. I forgot to mention this earlier because it's actually not in the recipe, but I add red food coloring at this point, about 3 drops or so, just to get that red look from the movie, but you don't need food coloring if you don't want it. According to the recipe, it says to rinse a 6-inch square pan with cold water. However, I actually used an 11-inch by 7 pan, and I put it in the freezer because that actually I found actually works better. So instead of having it wet, you're going to have it be in the freezer for about 15 minutes or so, and then it will be good to use. Then you're going to pour the mixture into the pan, and you're going to cover it with plastic wrap, and you're going to put it in the freezer for about 3 to 4 hours. For the last steps, this is when it gets a little tricky. So first you're going to sift some of the powdered sugar onto a plate. Then the recipe calls for a knife, but I actually use this spatula. So you're going to moisten the knife or spatula or whatever you use, moisten it in hot water, very hot water, and you're going to run it along the edges of the pan to loosen the candy. And then you're going to cut little squares, little strips and squares, and then you're going to push it out. I'll demonstrate for you guys how to do that. You will have to stop every few minutes to wet your spatula or knife or whatever you're using, just so it doesn't get too sticky. And remember to just be patient because this does take a little while. Once you have cut the squares, you're going to dip them in the powdered sugar, both sides, around the edges, and then they're ready to be served. I have found that by using a large pan such as this instead of the 6-inch square pan, the Turkish Delight squares are a lot more thin, and that is not how they're traditionally done, and that's also not how it looks in the movie. But having thin Turkish Delight actually tastes better with this recipe because if you have too much, you're just biting into a lot of gelatin and it doesn't taste as good. But when you have thin squares, you're able to enjoy the taste of Turkish Delight a lot more. So I know that's not how it's traditionally done and it's not how it looks like in the movie, but so with this recipe, smaller and thinner is better. I hope you enjoyed this recreation of Turkish Delight. I do have more recreation videos coming soon in the future, and let me know other recipes that you would like to see on this channel.